Available at all fine Sinclair superstores.
Hello, one and all. Thanks for joining me nice and early. Named Chimpskey. We are here with Slivers. It's been a while. I think the last 5-0 we ever had on a live stream was with this long ago with, I think it was Kung Fu Trees' list, who used Adventurous Impulse, I think was the card, the one drop. Anyway, it's come a long way. I've been looking at a few lists and hybridizing them and coming up with this. I've got 20 lands in this beast. We've got 4 forests, 3 Ash Barrens, 3 Holdout Settlements, which are very keen with that Metallic Sliver. More on that in a bit. We have 6 plains and 4 Thriving Heaths. Usually calling blue on this once our mana's set because we're playing one single copy of Winged Sliver. You can go the red route. It's very awesome. You can have haste. You can have provoke. I just found a few too many hiccups along the way. I like to really protect my lords. Not to sound overly religious, but we have Muscle Sliver, Predatory Sliver, and Sinew Sliver for those new players out there wondering what a Lord is. These all require boosts. That's 12. Then you add in 3 Benevolent Blessings to keep those guys safe, and then when they die, so it's like we're playing 15 Lords with Recommission, and it comes back a little bit stronger. I really like the 3/3 spot here on this stuff. So anyway, hold on, let me get back into the chat here. African Haggis in the house. All right, played Magic and Shirazaman. All right, thank you. All right, so one of the little homages you might notice, I'm playing Metallic Sliver in place of the green Virulent Sliver because I just really wanted ultra consistency in our 20 land drops. I really wanted a way to make Holdout Settlement valid early on. And honestly, I found that the poison, while valid, maybe 1 in 7 games, I didn't really feel like it was worth the hiccup risk of those early drops. Could be wrong, who knows. We also have 2 Masked Vandals main, which are really kind of MVPs here. I've really considered going up to 3 on these. This is just kind of your kill card. Remember what I've always talked about the card Sleep in drafts, and this kind of feels like Sleep, which was 2 and 2 blue, tap all creatures for like 2 turns of your opponents. This just, as we saw, what was it, like a week or 2 ago, this was the kill card for them, and so I've really come to respect this, but just one of them, because we have a lot of ways of finding it. What's one of the ways we find it? Well, it's a winding one at that. It's 4 winding ways and 3 Lead the Stampede, so that fleshes out our 60 main. We also have in our sideboard, because there's so much red around, we got all 4 missionaries, 2 standard bears, 3 prismatic strands, macabres. We're really leaning on a creature-based sideboard because of our search engine here, and if we throw something in the yard, we want it to either be prismatic strands or something we can potentially get back. We also have 1 Bladeback Sliver for the Tron matchups where they're just going to lock us out and you can just start pinging them to death, and the last Masked Vandal. So woo, finding a way to winding way, you say. Dreamer Stingo, I like your mood already, my friend. All right, so we're going off to the tracks, and we'll see what we can see. Oops, I already screwed up. I had that set to that's a really good hand, set to 1 match because of a little what do you call it, the framing issue thingy here. So all right, here we go. Let's see what we can see, and we'll go from there. I woke up in a very big Halloween mood this morning. In fact, I already watched the beginning of Nightmare Before Christmas twice. It's a pretty regular occurrence here. Because named Chimpskey, I'm able to find them with Winding Way, opposed to any sort of artifact-based stuff. So, okay. Well, our mana's right. Boy, we got a whole lot of Metallic Slivers here. I think I'll keep this. Hopefully we just draw into a plane. That would be optimal here. That way we don't have to really trip Ash Barrens. Not sure for tempo reasons. Man, it'd be so nice to draw a plane. It just kill the guesswork. It's the one thing I don't like about this deck, that little hiccup of that opening mana where do you play the creature or do you get your mana right? All right. I'm going to favor with red here. I'm going to favor getting our mana right. I'm going to trip that for white, and then we'll just drop 2 Metallic Slivers and see if they want to waste some removal on it. Your ways are winding in your slivers. I don't even know how to pronounce that word, but interesting. I don't think I've seen that before. Woo! All right. Here we are. Stuff's gonna die. I'm gonna get things out. We'll get some cannon fodder out here. Double slivers. Well, and this spot kind of showcases the reasoning too of just having a body. So many lords in this thing. I mean, it's kind of like, well, it is like 15 lords. So these are cannon fodder early, or they just turn into big beat sticks later without any sort of potential ruin. I will lean on white here since we're... No, actually, that's folly. We have 2 lords in green. I'll go with the green here. We'll attack. I'm probably going to take like 6 or 7 damage. Believe me, I went back and forth on the we'll just call it the generic sliver. That's what it really should be called. You know, it's funny. I went on ChatGTP, and which is getting terrifying, by the way. Been listening to way too much Lex Friedman. He's got a lot of specialists on that show, and man, oh man, AI is getting very, very, very scary. So much so that like Elon Musk and such are writing potential letters to worldwide to just stop, just put the brakes on for 6 months and go from there. But anyway, it recommended what was it, crystalline silver? I forget. It was like a white and a blue, and I looked it up online, and it looked like a Pauper card, and I'm like, why have I never seen this? And it was like, slivers can't be like messed with, pretty much is what it read. And I was like, okay, why have I never seen this card? Maybe I need to buy it. And it just slipped through the cracks. And sure enough, it was back in the day, my day, where rarities weren't noted on the cards. It was just everything had that little black symbol. So there you go. Oh, yo. We could go winding way into Metallic Sliver. Hey, I'm just going to drop another lord here. Let's go. I'm probably going to have one of these guys die. Regardless, if they want to keep swinging, I think we win the math war here. I'm sure you do, Chimpskey. Yeah, Adventurous Impulse made our last list, and didn't find room for it this time. Abundant Growth. I mean, there's some engines. I even considered the Skyfisher Omen engine with going a little crazy there. But in the end, when Slivers beats me or beats you or whatever, it seems when it's kind of all in like this. All right, looks like we're taking some wee bit damage. I like the quick sliver too. You know, that's always a nice option for the sideboard. If you're going against a really counter heavy metagame, you just slap that down with flash, and then all your guys have, the ability to just flash in the EOT. That's pretty great. You got to be a little more careful here. I really hope we top deck just a land here. I'll probably drop Winding Way, Calling Land, Metallic Sliver, block, and then next turn. Okay. Looks like they gave that one up. We're going up against a really heavy hitter here. I think we're pretty boarded here. I want to get in. Let's make room for 3 strands here. And this is where I really do like Metallic Sliver, because I can get rid of some stuff here. We didn't see too much removal, but it doesn't mean they don't have it. So I'm going to get rid of two of these, and Masked Vandal is such an MVP in this list. I usually don't like cutting these at all because of that defensive backside. It's just so massive. It is a green critter, though. We are bringing in Prismatic Strands. So actually, I'll lose 3 slivers here. Let's go. Yeah, landfall not to be messed with. That's it's one of those like tier 2.x lists that's just right on the verge of like, boy, 1 or 2 more cards and somebody might crack that case. We played it about, whenever I say a year ago, I should say like 2.5 years ago. I was just looking at one of the commercials that I got loaded up, and I had it dated at like 2018, and I'm like, whoa, I felt like I made that like 4 months ago. We'll mulligan this. Who's with me on that, right? Weird looking hand, but I'll keep it. You can do everything under the sun with this hand. We don't need that many Sidewinders. That flanking ability is absurd when it shows up. Yeah, I've got 2 Sliver card frames that I'm sitting in here, and one I saw, I had another one loaded up, and I saw a little bit of a graphic issue with it that I have to fix. And if I'm anything, it's a perfectionist, and nobody would have ever seen it, but there was a slightest green screen error on the edge of it, and I was like, yeah, I can't air that. I treat this show like I'm broadcasting right after the Super Bowl or something. I've really... Alrighty, let's... To lose a lord or not to lose a lord, that is always the question. Let's bring out double Sidewinder. Holdout Settlement. Doing some work here, and because we have this flexible mana base, it's another reason I really prefer the generic one, because if we have a Holdout Settlement into the generic Sliver, we still have a game, whereas we have to mulligan if that's a Virulent Sliver. Okay. Oh, here comes some pain. That's a whole lot of pain. I think we're just going to take this. I don't think it's worth really losing a dude over. That is a third of our life. I'm going to block this. Something tells me to block this. My spidey senses are tingling. All right, another Heath shows up. Our mana's fine. In case we drop our dude, I'm going to set this to blue. Make him really scared. We'll go with our off-colored Lord, or the one we want to lose. I really despise this artwork. Actually, I don't. This one's so much better. I don't know why either. It's just, there's just a mood it captures, right? If we hit a land drop here, this is going to be awesome. This deck's taught me a few things. Playing it on and off this week, I am just in awe over Wizard's ability to slowly shift draw, because there's some, as we'll see with Lead the Stampede, there's some draws in this where that draws you like 5 cards, and it's just like, how is this a common? You know, it just blows your mind. Whoa, holy cow, this is getting scary. All right, we're taking this one. I mean, looks muscular. Rooker K-Dag, nice to hear from you. First time chatter. Thank you for chiming in. Does look muscular, doesn't it? Yo, you got your ticket. You can't get in the door, sucker. That looks pretty predatorial. It's pretty scary, too. I don't know. It's just the overall framework that's something bugs me about that. All right. We've got some potential blockers here. Slivers is one of those decks, too. Very good for kind of that beginner mindset of just set, forget, and swing, which I'm fond of doing. We'll get this guy out. We can always block with the Plated Sliver. It's our least valuable one right now. Come on over with flanking. Might be able to win next turn. This is a dicey turn here. I know, cash override. Well said. What year is this? It's like it's 2006. Geopede. How do you say this? Macadini. Makindi? Makindi. Ooh, boy. Yikes. Boy, do we really want to draw Prismatic Strands here. Holy crap. Scary, scary, scary board. Oh boy. 8. Well, their board's going to look like this next turn. Once we swing, they will have to block. We will still have a blocker. We can take this damage, I think. Let's block the 5. So we can crack back and still have 1.5 turns here. Wowzers. I wonder if he was running those hideout lands. Quadratic Hawk, one of my favorite monikers in Twitch, the Twitchverse. If you can remember, please like and subscribe on YouTube and on Twitch too. Be nice if our Twitch numbers matched our YouTube numbers. Pretty hard to do given the visibility, but if you're forgetful and such, that'd be kind of cool. All right, we like this a lot. Well, do we? Yeah, we do. We'll drop here again. Critters before attacking. I'm fond of saying boop 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 ping. Sorry for the sound effects. All right, we come over for lethal. Oh, we might be lethal, depending on if they trip this stuff. We might have a game 3 here. Depends on what. They got another Evolving Wilds. We're just dead. We really needed a Prismatic Strands here. Their color source base is interesting. Usually you see green-red landfall with more of a gruel aspect. It's just dead to the Sidewinders. Okay, it comes down to this. I think they have it. That was a flexible block, I should say. Show me a land or a wilds, and this is GG. Curious though, they kind of have to swing out here. In 2 weeks, we will not be having a propaganda show, just be reminded. Yeah, that would be cool to drop. That's always the potential, right? That one sliver is just, oh, wow. Nice tech. So Jerry's step. Giving it pro what, though? We can block one of them. I'd say white if I was them. Making me lose a lord, right? Yeah, African Haggis, that's a good call for sure. Especially when you can run a Sajiri Step side package. Very cool. I like this guy's name. Daddy-O. Played them many, many a times. Went to the pre-release last night, as is our way. My son and I kind of make that a father-son event. And probably my worst outing in 10 years. I went 0-2 drop. I had every single game. I won each, or lost each game 2-1. But they were all within, like, we were both at 4 or under life every game. So it was super competitive and very, very, very balanced. I was, and I wouldn't change a damn thing about my list, and I didn't do anything wrong. I just got outpowered. My opponents tended to have, I mean, I only had 2 opponents, but they tended to have a whole hell of a lot of rares. So, all right, we will block here because we can. And this has trample, so we'll block here because we can. And we're probably dead. We'll see. Yeah, he did beat my ass that show. Yeah, the Avarax, that's right. Keep these things going as we take at least 8. Let's see if he's got any ability. Oh man, Wiki Bear Love, I love it. Haro, yeah, there's some really cool artwork on Haro, but I guess they didn't have the crack back there. Nice to have that flexibility there, and the slivers set with regards to being colorful and such, or being anti-colorful in the sake of Metallic Sliver. But again, the number one reason I'm running these is because of the Holdout Settlement and just ultra consistency. Again, this is just a Lord build, right? And it's, if Recommission wasn't here, then this would probably be at 2. This would be at nothing, and we'd have Virulent Slivers and maybe 2 of the Vigilance guys, and maybe a Provoke guy and a Haste guy. I just think sometimes these lists get a little greedy in that they can, go 5 color. That's nice and all, but it's so much time. That the reason Slivers wins, I find, is that just that boom, 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 that steroid effect across the field. And if they don't have an answer right now, it's just over. Okay, we'll keep this. God, I really hope we top deck, believe it or not, a land. These Thriving Heaths are great for flexibility, as you all know, but sometimes they can really stultify your open airs. Oh, yeah, thank you for that, Dreamer Stingo. I forgot to write the W there. Okay. I really hope this isn't black, red, burn, because I've played that twice this week and lost to it both times. Really close. Sorry for the throat clearing. All right. Because of what it is, I'm actually going to lead off with the Plated Sliver here. We can go Sidewinder Heath next turn if we need to. Oh, something. If you're following my strange lifetime shenanigans, I'm on about 3 weeks of just eating once a day. It's incredibly easy. I didn't think it would be. I eat around lunchtime. I have a lot, and then that's it. Been doing that for quite a while now. Seems sleeping a lot better. I've had like in the 3 weeks I've had like 2 cheat days, I think, where like, you know, like we'll have game night with the neighbors or something. They'll have hors d'oeuvres or something like that. And sometimes it's almost like you need to socially, like social drinking or something. You need to socially eat. Otherwise you just get too many questions like, what are you doing? Why aren't you eating? And stuff. So I'll nibble at something once in a while, but not too much. I love the hopper. Clark Kent Shaman. I love it. Oh, Daddy-O, good to have you with us. Yeah, you had me nervous there. I'm sure glad I was playing multiple colors there on that last one, because it's a tough spot to be in when you Sajiri step into that. Oh, look at this. Well, it'll be good later. Is there anything worth getting rid of? We don't really have anything to get rid of. And look closely, folks. We're going to play this for blue. Make them really scratch their head, right? Unless they're watching our stream. I'll put out the sliver. I want to die first because of the artwork. Who plays like that, right? All right. This is another reason why I love Masked Vandal. Your lords are going to die. That's why we're playing 3 recommissions. Oh boy, this is brutal. But we'll at least be able to get that Drossforge Bridge out of the way. There it is. We can just hope that they forget the to hold down control here. If you're new to Magic Online, you got to hold down control. Otherwise, your shaman dies to 1 activation. Pretty awesome. Drawing 3 cards, getting rid of pretty much our game. Slivers can get to that untouchable ratio pretty quickly, as you all know, or I've seen on the show. But to get there, you have to kind of go all in, and these are the kind of hiccups you can run into. Here we go. We'll just yield to this. We're going to lose our team. They technically are out cards, but they replenish themselves in the form of Vicar Wellspring and Chromatic Star. So that's pretty. Hey, anybody at the speaking of Butterghost 82's comment there, anybody did your app go out? Because we had about a 50-minute delay because they said they claimed worldwide that Wizards, the app that you log into at all these pre-release drafts and events now, because DCI numbers are no longer a thing, showing my age. They said that was like down, and so it was like, in the late 90s, it was just like print out a piece of paper and put it on the board sort of thing. So it was a very chaotic draft. Yeah, it was down. Okay, good to know they weren't just telling tales out of school. All right. Oh, this is rough. I guess we have to. We'll go Vandal. I don't care about the Sidewinder Sliver. We'll get rid of the land here, shutting off their access to black. I'm sure they have another one. They've drawn so many. We'll do that, and then I guess we'll just do this. This is kind of awkward, but at least it gets us out of Clark Kent Shaman range. Gives them a weird option if they have a Galvanic Blast here. Honestly, I think you'd probably choose Winged Sliver, but... Wow, Pedro struck. Okay, nice to know it was a worldwide thing. Wow, somebody got fired. Maybe, I don't know. All right, they got their Black Source back. Not that they might need it, but that Winged Sliver is a nice option against a Clark Kent draw, right? Where was that last turn? Son of a gun. What are they zapping? Oh, they must have another Shaman in hand. Interesting. All right. Recommission? No. Let's Stampede while we can. Wow. Look at this draw. Boop, 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 boop. We're going to be taking a lot of damage, but woo! Good times. Let's pull, we'll go white here, white here. Yeah, sure. Man alive. We're going to have some fun next turn. That wasn't MTGO. It was just Magic's mothership. Yeah, I got that. Remember that reprinted monk, that white one? It has prowess, and every time it attacks, it gets a 1/1. I had that, and then I had this awesome red uncommon that could flip over for like 3 and a blue Phyrexian mana, and it had prowess. I was like, I was really tickled by that. I had a lot of fun with that. Every game I won, I had those two out. Every game I lost, I didn't. Yeah, I had some Mardu creation. Splashed just a little bit of red for the new Reckless Impulse card that we mentioned on our little like top cards, and just a little bit of removal and stuff. I think I had 8 total bits of removal. 2 of them were creatures. A lot of flyers. A lot of what do you call menace. Can't take too much more of this kind of damage. Jeez, oh. All right. Yeah, it was just kind of funny to see double prowess. This is another scenario when I just really like this sliver here. So it'll be dying to that. We'll use this for this, and we'll bring out double lords. Double lord. Oh lordy. Doink. In case they have some sort of effect. Let's attack. Ah. We could just take 9 outside of a double gal blast. They are halfway through their list already. Thank goodness. Don't forget about the flanking. Crunch. Another one. That's pretty good tech versus us when we lose flanking. Kind of like that block that our opponent did there. It was pretty deluxe. Now we got a Rechner's Bargain here. Oh, they're going to wait till EOT. Quadratic Hawk with the Wiki Bear love. I love it. I swear, Wiki Bear could have been a show on late night TV. I would have watched an hour of that nightly. Such good writing. Conan O'Brien back in the day. Good times. Wasn't here for Deck Expo. Is there a reason for the Metallic Sliver? Excessive consistency, Daddy-O, and because we're playing Holdout Settlement, I just found I got marooned a lot early, and I just really liked it. It's around Prismatic Strands. A few other options there. Do we take 5? I'm going to take this. Right on the edge there. That Bodyguard, I think, is really helping us here. Positive they have a Galblast in hand, so we've got to remember we're at 6 life. Do you remember the New York Times singing? It was one at a time. Oh, yeah, in the year 2000. I love that stuff. That was great. Double Lord. Can't be too mad about that. Except that we have to tap something. But we're not going to be blocking with the Lord anyway. So we'll bring out the Lord that we're less enamored with, artistically wise, right? We'll tap. Well, I'm not going to be attacking with a Bodyguard, so let's do this. It's a lot smarter play. Boop. We're going to get... Nope, we're not. Going for the win here. Bodyguard backup feels pretty good. All right. Crunch. Death. 4/4s and 5/6s are nice, but not when everything we play is a 5/5. As we can see, it ends up usually getting there. Masked Vandal in. Prismatic's not too helpful here. Again, there's a nice flexible slot here. I think I'm going to bring in one Missionary just to get out of Gal Blast range. Yeah. It's tough for me to play a 3-of, but these feel really good at 3 spot. Let's go. In the year 2000. Believe me, Daddy-O, it's hard to play Metallic Sliver. I didn't want to, but when I as you guys see, when I do those test draws, that's one of the main ways I do a list. I do like 100 test draws, and I take a little tally marks, and good, bad, indifferent, whatever. And I was noticing a through point there where it was like there were so many hands that I could have kept had that one drop been a Metallic Sliver. Just this flexibility of and then getting presence out, and when you got multiple lords, it's good times. We'll keep this. I guess we'll get rid of a plane so we can just cycle and get another one. I don't even want to be doing that. I'm just going to get rid of the Ash Barrens, believe it or not, and go like this. This is exactly the land ratio we kind of want. Even though our hand's all green, we do tend to run a little bit more white. So go like that. Messed around with Dust to Dust. Just, again, it seems like it trips over its own feet sometimes, meaning like you can get a little too cutesy with sideboards. Same with Crimson Alkalite. Used to be or is a thing in Slivers with suffocating fumes everywhere in a lot of lists and being able to cycle it away. I just don't think that card has enough staying power anymore. Dust to Dust would be awesome right here, right? We got the mana already, turn 3, but I'd rather be playing a Lord and Smash and Face. Just that quadratic. Speaking of quadratic hawk, that quadratic, build up. If they don't have the answer right then and there, you're going to get out of galvanic blast range really quick. Then it's just downhill. All right, let's bring out a Lord that's going to die. We know this is going to, but at this stage of the game, I kind of like the cadence here because it's probably going to cost them their turn. Gal blast it. Probably optimal here would be like a simple land drop into the Ichor Wellspring and then Gal Blast, but this is strange that they're floating blue here. It means our Lord will survive this turn. Wow, I didn't see that one coming. Okay, well, I guess it won't survive. Check me at the door. All right. Boy, look at the flexibility of this mana. All right. This is just a setup turn here. We could lead, but I'd rather impede. Our commission's dead, but something's going to die, so I don't mind this play here. Blue, blue, red, red, black, black. My goodness. I think I'll take this one. Yep. Boop. If they kill it, we can recommission and really start picking on their lands. Well, we can't until they kill it twice. Vandal's pretty deluxe that way. Come on, give me a land. All right. Oh, boy. Here's some discipline, right? We winding away for a land and don't hit it, we lose a turn. But that's the right play because we hit any sort of untapped land. We can cast either Lord. So let's go land. Trying to play correct Magic. Oh, thanks a lot, Wizards. Son of a gun. I'm going to call green here because we've got the Thriving Heath here. Ah, God dang it. All right. Well, we can at least recommission Lord or Lord, our good Lord. Yeah, that's one thing I like about having recommission in hand is that if you do miss Unwinding Way, you can pull that. We whiffed. Oh boy, man, how much do I want to just replay this or draw another Vandal to get rid of another land? That seemed to really hinder them a little bit. They've drawn some cards since, but wowza. All right, no sense in dilly dallying. We're going to call blue here in the eventual case that we're going to draw. You know what? We'll drop double Lords. And attack with hordes. Quadratic Hawk, I love it. Play correctly, get punished. I'm Wiki Bear. Very well said. They probably are holding Shaman, but we're also holding a reset 1.5 with Lead the Stampede and Recommission. So good times. This is probably when they're going to pull the trigger. Show me Shaman. Nope. Okay. We're getting out of range pretty quick. Lordy, lordy. I think we're just going to see if they have it, guys. Bring this back. Good Lord. We don't have flanking, do we? Dang it. All right. Well, we're stuck in the mud. Going to cost them a whole lot of everything if they do want a Shaman here. 1, 2, 3. I guess. Oh, with a 4-turn swing, they could do that. Except Lead the Stampede feels pretty good here. Dayakuba says, stuck at kid's birthday party. We want to stop by and say hello. I look forward to watching the YouTube upload later. Oh, Dayakuba, that really makes my day. I can just picture you there and you're just like, yeah, I'm being a good dad or whatnot. But darn it, I want to watch me some Magic. The pure honesty of Dayakuba. Still one of the coolest names in all of Magic. Alrighty, well, there's no time like the present. We'll keep our flexibility options open as we lead the Stampede. An absolutely backbreaking move for this list. Not the greatest here. Geez, look at this. I've seen better. Any order. Yeah. All right. Let's get our team really fat. Boop, 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 boop. We're so out of range here. Hiya! Everything wins. The swarm has cometh. $31 damage? That's pretty respectable. Woo! All right, guys. I will be right back right after these messages.
It is time to see if I can make their robot explode.
Cyborg.
Okay, robot. My first question is this. How come?
How come? What?
Oh, everything that you're experiencing before you. How come?
Do you mean what mechanical sensors allow me to experience it?
No, robot. I mean, how come?
How come?
And we're back. Yeah, Upright Citizens Brigade can never go wrong. We got Lords and Sidewinders. We are good to go. Again, I think the hallmark of this deck is just consistency, and that's another reason for the Metallic and the flexible mana base. But not going too selfish with, like, you can go 5 colors in this, as we kind of do with our sideboard. I mean, adding Macabre in there, I highly doubt I would ever cast that as a creature, but all right, we're up against some sort of critter-based strategy. Slivers also can get so big, as we saw in that last game, that even Weather the Storm style stuff, when somebody's gaining like 60 life, you're still not out of it, because unless they have just crazy mass removal, it's good times. We will find a way, and that way will be winding. Well, given this draw, I think I might hold on the Heath plan here and just go with Sidewinder and the Sinew. Especially now, we've got a lot of... We might just... This is that style or the cadence of the turn I always like to talk about where, you know, we've got enough turns here that I don't think it's worth taking the tempo hit of Thriving Heath because we might just draw a forest and just be good and gone. Hey, there's the card I was talking about. This used to make the cut in this list. 3 cards, creature or land, and put them in your hand. For just a little bit more, we just get a windfall. We had a Winding Way and a Lead the Stampede. Which one hit for more? I think it was the Winding Way, actually. Not quite sure what we're up against. Hey, look at that. See? I proved to be correct. Oh, man, whatever. Not even sure. We're not even going to give this guy the time of day. We'll let them quit out and go play this guy. Sorry about that, everybody. Infinity win-win. Boop, boop. Hopefully we don't have a quitter here. Could be that they just had a really bad hand and they wanted to go to another game, but I'm not going to chance it. We've had some bad quitters lately, so. Yeah, flanking is awesome. You're right, Quadratic Hawk. They really do need to bring that back. Just reprint one or a few cards with it, you know. See how keepable this hand is? I mean, if we had like our Holdout Settlement or something, could just boop, 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 and just come right out. Slam it. Jor-El Centaur. Yes, I have played many Propaganda episodes with Jor-El Centaur. I used to have a red-green tempo or RG tempo list that I used to play a lot with hexproof or shroud, I should say. Yeah, Slivers. It's like the original Burn, where it can get there and you got to respect it. There's just some draws where a few too many lords and you're just, you know, when you're paying 2 mana for like a 6/6 flying trample haste or what, flanking, as we saw, what was it, a week or two ago? I forget. Was that last week? We got beat over the head with a Slivers list. The Italian Mule. I have never played this person, so that doesn't bode well. They might be a new player. Not sure why they're taking so long to decide if they want to duress here or not. We shall see. I'll give them to the 23 mark, and then we're going to have to abandon ship. What is going on with this person? I hope you all are keeping track of anybody that is a kind of a consistent quitter and blocking them, because over time they might not just be able to get a game. Not sure what's going on with our opponent here. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt for just a second. Hello. ... Let's go. Alrighty. See ya. Create as we roll into the next. While we're waiting. Yeah, what I was saying earlier, though, again, I don't want to play with this card. I just found the math to be suggestive of it, especially in games 2 and 3 when you do need slots. It's just I think they should have called this the generic sliver. But obviously, once you have lords down and stuff, it's so awesome to just be able to play one of anything and just get some 5/5 body out and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Baneblade Scoundrel? Huh. Yeah, Dreamer Stingo, I agree. That would be a good thing to have a victories/concession leaderboard. Sliverless Sliver. Yeah, these little guys are pretty interesting. So yeah, let's see. We've got the 12 lords in this, make it like 15. Maybe 15 with a little check mark next to it, like we can keep one alive a little bit longer than normal. Very common around 1 or 2 Benevolent Bodyguards. I go with the 3 spot here. 3 and 3 felt really good here. Not getting it. You can always, you know, lead the Stampede or Winding Way that away, but That's quite the moniker. Oh, this is an ugly hand. We'll mulligan this. We like this. We'll keep it. Got a good reset. I like winding way over Lead the Stampede here. I'll get rid of lead and we'll go from here. Boop. Triple Lords. Good Lord. I know. Overdone saying, but it is fun to say. I do have other lands, by the way, everybody. I just really prefer the ones that I play with. Yeah, there's Prismatic Strands, Guardian of the Guild Pack. There's a lot of arguments to be made, both for and against. You know, if your mana is totally set in stone and you top deck the Metallic Sliver, it's like, oh gosh, I wish this had something to add to the party, right? Like, I would really like it to be maybe a provoke one, or, you know, that all slivers have haste, but I don't know. I played a variety of those lists this week, and it just felt very greedy, unnecessarily too. Just like, well, I could just get there. No. I think we're just going to play this as is. Play, and we'll get out a green source here. Attack for 3. Looks like we're up against Cycle Storm. Those lands are gorgeous. Keep it up, says Etchfo. Thanks for that. First time chat. Yeah. I've told many of stories about this being my childhood walk to school. It's like a exact picture of what that was. And then I'm all about Therese Nielsen. She's just, that watercolor vibe is just awesome. I'm not quite sure what our opponent's on here. It's a little bit of a red herring, isn't it? Well, if they don't show us some removal really soon, we're going to be in good shape. God, Winding Way really puts the flame to the feet, right? You're just like, the correct play is to call this with land, but we saw what happened last time. We didn't turn over land, and then it cost us a turn. I'm going to go greedy this time. Play incorrectly. Go like this. Try to get these lords out of range real quick. Here come 2 more enforcers. Definitely some sack strategy. You are correct, Yargle. Indeed. There's a soon-to-be happening writer's block here in Hollywood. I'm not quite sure what the update is on that. Will be affecting my work a little bit, though, because I am a union guy, and if the writers strike, then we don't have anything to edit. So there's a very small chance I might be back into no worksville here. And I put up on our YouTube community tab kind of just a query for anybody with really good alcohol spoof ideas, because we've done gin and tonic twice. We've done Merit Lager. If you look at the letters very carefully, it says, you know, Merit Lage in Merit Lager right there. So that's, we've done a beer, we've done vodka, we've done bottle gnome bourbon. So I was looking for a few. One of the ones that stood out was Absinthizer. I like that one. One of the viewers out there said that one. That's pretty cool. All right, let's call blue. So if you got any ideas, feel free to do that. It's just because I work on so many of those shows or commercials, and I have access to that footage, if you're wondering. And that's why the preponderance of alcohol-themed things. Jeez, oh, Pizzo. 4 5/5s. Pretty good times. Theros and wine. Hey, bring it, Daddy-O. And if, you know, I'll find a way to work in your Magic username or your real name somehow, whether it's in that little graphic display or whatever. I'm not just going to take your idea. I'm going to give you credit. But as creative as I like to think I am, it always helps to just have that hive mind of everybody behind you, and really, really like that, especially when you're kind of scratching at the bottom of the barrel here as far as barrel of whiskey, as far as that goes, because yeah, it's just such low-hanging fruit, alcohol ads. I've done so many of them. I have so much footage, and there's so many cards. Just like when we did the Pauper County Fair, right? It's just so many metal bands sound like cards, right? Lead the Stampede. There's a good name for a band, right? Muscle Sliver. I don't know. We're reaching a little bit, but you know what I mean. You can just look at anybody's graveyard like Village Rites. It just sounds like some metal band. So the same thing goes with like those sort of alcohol ads. It just seems like it can be so close to the real deal. All right. Withering Necromass showing up. Bam. We're just going to trade with that. Uh-oh. Double Lord trade. This is going to be scary. Sounds more emo. That's a big boy. Wines of Vastwood. I love it, Mr. Altman. That's pretty good. Wines of Vastwood. I'm going to write that one down. You know, it's so just barbarically simple, but that's why it works, you know, because I've also got to understand that, you know, a lot of you don't, the English isn't your first language. So I got to keep things pretty on the nose, just very obvious. And I still have to redo the VO for Phyresis. And I've been saying that wrong for about 7 years. Quadratic Hawk? Oh, gotcha. I didn't know. Did I miss that in the chat, or was that from a previous? Who knows? Oh, to reset or not to? We're going to lose something regardless. Let's lead the Stampede here and just put a little pause on attacking. And just reset our hand. Well, I'm glad I didn't draw this. We'll rock like that. Any order. Be afraid or don't be afraid? That is the question. I'll bring out the Sliver here. This is the way. God, don't remind me. The Mandalorian is getting so bad on Disney. You can just feel that they're over their skis. They're writing in too big of a hurry. These scripts are just, it's like pulling gum to its extreme lengths. It's just written for just children now. Maybe 1 in 5 of them is like, okay. It's just awful. I think we just sacrifice here. I ain't going to play afraid. Let's go. We've got to reset in Winding Way. I'm going to lose 2 lords. Be nice to have 5 Sidewinders out. Said no one ever. Always, always, always. Chop, chop, chop. Crunch. Bye-bye, lords. Yeah, Quadratic Hawk. That's what I'm thinking. Ultra Volcarine. I'm just reading your Winding Way there. Pretty nice. Here come the blockers. That's okay. We'll just keep bringing the quality, hopefully. Winding Way will help reset here. Be nice to get our flying package on board. Maybe Winding Way will find that. Because of that, I'll play Forest Ash for Winding Way as our first turn here. Wine with a kick. And here's the real kickoff, folks. Gather round. Love those old-timey boys. Quadratic Hawk, I am loving the emotes. I'd say my biggest complaint about my fan base is you guys don't use the emotes that I work so hard on. Just right-click down there and make them available. I really thought those would be more prominent. Shows what I know. All right. Well, we're not going to walk right into this trap. There we go, Papa Tim. Woo! All right. Before we do anything, we're just going to drop this. Winding Way. Show us the blue guy. Creature. Woo! That's pretty good. And by pretty good, I mean really. We haven't. I don't think they're going to have any spot removal, and our bodyguard's dead, so I'm not going to play that out right here. I believe we just go plated into predatory. I mean, I can't. An echoing decay is pretty unlikely here, but I'm just going to try to play around any sort of flexibility issues. What am I talking about? Karuni, I love it. Quadratic hawk going crazy. Okay, that's enough, guys. Appreciate the love, though. Straight off the portico is fine. Nice. A wine finder. Oh, that's pretty good too, Chimpskey. Center wine finder. Expert knowledge. How many red wine fans do I got out there? I'm a pretty big partaker in the grape of libations. I had a very big port phase. I don't drink it at all anymore. It's mostly because of my teeth. My dentist was the first when I switched from port to my new little weird vodka creation with it's mostly water. My dentist was just like, wow. They were just like, what did you do? And I'm like, I guess that was kind of the only issue. Tend to drink it at night, and then you go to bed and you forget, and your teeth get little or a lot stained. Combine that with coffee, but I always thought it was coffee kind of being the culprit, and I was like, no, it was definitely wine. So suey sack, we'll call it, right? I don't think we're going to need vandals here. Maybe for a big fat fatty. I'm just going to roll it back, guys. Might be able to get rid of a bodyguard. Let's get rid of 2 bodyguards and bring in 2 strands just for the big crackbacks or swing outs or those death touch dudes. Can go like that. I'm losing the bodyguard because we've seen a lot of ping effects in the Shambling Ghast. Sommelier Hover Guard. Oh my gosh. You guys, if you're really stuck on these, like, I mean, you believe in them hard, please send them popagain@gmail.com, because I'll be honest with you, I probably won't rewatch the show. I haven't done that since like the second show I've ever had. So Richard Import is not a common. Yeah, I know I already used Richard Import, and we're going to be rolling to that next with our Multani Spaghetti. It's the accompanying glass of wine there when we were first starting out, one of our first ones. We'll keep this. Again, this isn't really a hand to brag about, but this is kind of a typical can keep hand, given the mana ratios that we're running here. Boy, that Plated Sliver feels really good against a Shambling Ghast turn 1, right? Bring this out, and we'll just make them wonder, what the hell is this guy doing? Just like that, we have all the mana we need. Holdout Settlement and Survivor's Encampment, horribly underplayed in this format. There are so many mana bases I look at that are very creature dense, and I'm just like, you have the answer right there, and yet they're extending 4 to 8 cards to try to get to a flexible medium and hitting their ratios, and it's like you got it right there, and you're saving a card. You can really diamondify. No one's ever said that, but I mean, like, you're getting so you can get your theme so dense by doing that, and just getting your it feels like you're saving spots. You can add more creatures, you can add more tricks, and then everything seems to be working better, and it's one of those cards. Diamondify. How's that? That sounds like a magic card, right? It'd probably be a white, like, target creature just stays in like stasis or stuck, tapped, permanent, whatever. I had one of those last night. Hold on a minute here. We have Recommission in hand, so I'll play out a Lord just to maximize our mana here. Diamond Eyes. Yeah, that's it. What he said. There was a card last night I played with that had Ward 3, and it was kind of like an Oblivion Ring effect. That saved my butt a few games. Commercial for coats? There would be an ad in my fur coat warehouse. Quadratic Hawk. Love it. Hazardous Blast. Good times. Yeah, we're not falling for that. Any sort of... I'm pretty excited about the new Village Rites Part 2. Anybody know the name of that card by chance? I know it's in our little 5 best of, but... And I will be playing our fan favorite Zero list pretty soon because of that new frog that's coming out. That looks pretty delicious. I think I'm going to go Sidewinder into Predatory. Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah, that's the one, Yargle. Who doesn't like a instant speed Bird of Paradise? Doesn't even come into play tapped, everyone. It's the whole basis of Brute Squad. Being able to drop everything down 1 more mana, be a little bit quicker. I'm pretty excited. You don't get the upside in the artifact or the life gain, but man, 1 mana to draw 2, and it's on theme. Woo! As we just saw, there it is. It's that card. What about come up? Just draw for the 0 list. I like that new little frog. Every about 5 sets, something comes out for the 0 list. And my God, I can't believe how many views that video has. All of them. I look back and it's like something about writing the word 0 on a vid pic for YouTube just gets the views, boy. I mean, we had the, when we spoiled Augur of Bolas and we had all the Wizards love behind us, and I was like, oh, wow, we got, I hate this card. Meaning I don't think it's playable. Watch, it'll kill us. This is one of those new card smell. When this came out, everybody was like, oh, no, it's not going to be played. I mean, somebody will play it, but I'm just saying. Halo Hopper, that's the one. Oh, yeah. Cliffhaven Kitesail is awesome. Well, the Flying Man's just a completely different deck, but I see what you're saying. Let's... Yeah, we can double mana here. These holdout settlements are so valuable. This is seriously like, I think we just play Ash Barrens as is here. I'm just going to play it. We'll drop the Lord. Drop a Sliver. Drop a Sliver. Sure. Bloop. Poop. Crunch. Attack. It's becoming quite a theme. This is so intimidating. When I play against Slivers, sometimes you have these boards where it's like, yeah, you can survive this turn, and the next turn you're taking 24. It's just like, oh my God. No matter what you're prepared for, it's just talk about getting there. It's like, and the board's gone. 04's booty is not big enough. I have to call J-Lo for backup. Yeah, no, I do. I don't believe I've played those two together. I know I've got that Ninjas list. So I'll be revisiting soon too. Man, did that undergo a transformation. It looks super janky, but it got a little bit better. Well, this is interesting. Where's our Metallic Sliver now, right? I'm going to get rid of some of the junk here. We can just recommission whatever we lose here, so we'll get rid of this. The old Royal Assassin. Anybody in my era with the old Icy Manipulator Royal Assassin? That was like one of the first combos ever that started making the rounds by telephone. Oh, that's a counter. Damn. All right. I remember when, I think it was 7th edition, that horrible white bordered set. I think it was that when they brought out Royal Assassin again. It was like the first reprint, if I'm not mistaken. And man, it was going for like $15 or $18. Now it's like a penny rare. Just so funny looking back at like my son Aaron when he first got into Magic, and he saw that combo. He was like, whoa. And just my friend gave him like 4 Royal Assassins when he visited, and it just made his day. He was like, this is so powerful. And then played Dad about 3 kitchen table games, and all of a sudden it wasn't played anymore. Now he's way better than I am. My son's one. I know Dad brag, blah blah blah, but it's true. He's one of those players that can just. It's like, here's a mess of cards, make it competitive, and he'll find a way. Okay. Hello, Sliver. I guess we just go for broke here. We'll recommission this guy. Boop. If they've got another edict effect, we'll just play the Sliver here. 1 mana. Let's do the math here. We paid 1 mana for a 4/6 flanking that can tap for any color mana at instant speed. Everybody seeing the reasoning, right? Come on now. Hypnotic Spectre. Yep. 1 black. Game represent. I love it. You're right, Pauper Tim. If Royal Assassin was made Pauper legal, it wouldn't be played. Isn't that funny? Just way too fragile. Although, if you put Benevolent Blessing on it, that would be pretty sweet. Is this the second game? Yeah. My hand's tired of writing W's. Okay. That doesn't kill, but it gets there. Yeah, Sarah Angel, isn't that funny? The power creep is for real. That's definitely a thing. Would have been like, what are you talking about back in the day? But it's just too much efficient removal now. Any creature is just kind of like, it's all right. Bodyguard would be nice here to keep Necromass from trading, but I don't really care at this point. Flanking is going to do the job of that 4 power. Boy, do they have the fuel. We just have too many men, though. Air Elemental first. Oh, wow. MTG bot. All right. Let's roll into match 4. I haven't lost a single match yet. It's just proven a little too much too often, which is, again, when you look at a list, it's very easy, and I do it all the time, to get a little too cutesy, a little too, what about this, what about this? Sometimes it's neat to play it like that, and then to be like, you know what? These are extra ribbons on the present. I just need this to be even more consistent, right? I'm not playing. It's just the stuff that works. They got a Journey, we got a Vandal. They got removal, we got Recommission or Bodyguard to keep it safe. And then we just boom, 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 boom. We just get there and then reload. Incredibly efficient, effective deck. Person's not ready, as we've seen, they get kind of run over there. So, Pangolin Wrangler, haven't said your name in a while. Thanks for the hype. I appreciate it. I don't know if uchi is a word. Way back in 2016, man. Woo! Every once in a while, I'll reference that very first show. Well, it's the first recorded version. It wasn't our very first show. I think I deleted that because I was embarrassed. I was trying to make the software work, and I was new to streaming and stuff, and I was like, I don't want that, but I wish I wouldn't have, because it would have been funny looking back at that. So really haven't commit. We don't know who we're playing against, though. The odds are they have removal, so I like this triple commission draw. Our mana's right. We're going to set lords and be like, what? What's this? The quote? That's pretty cool. You can just bring those up, and it just goes back in history and shows stuff. It's very rare that I even chat with you guys, because I have all my keys set to, like, what do you call that? Camera angles and hotkeys. Okay. That's all right. I'll bring out the boy. I hope Mana leaks this. I didn't even want to play it. I'm not quite sure what I meant by that. These are strange things, man. So yeah, I was messing around with ChatGTP again, and it hasn't gotten any smarter with Pauper. I keep hearing the doom and gloom about it ruling the world, and one of the coolest, scariest things I heard was from Elon Musk, where he was talking about it's not this Terminator mindset that you should be afraid of. Like, it's not like it's going to build this robot and they're going to mow down humans with machine guns. It's he likened it to like, okay, you're building a road and you mow this area down and you happen to run over an ant hill. It's not that you hate ants. It was just in the way and you didn't see it. And that's kind of what humanity is going to be like. And that gave me the chills. I was like, whoa, that was a creepy way of phrasing it. It is a lot of recommission. We're going to need all of it. I think I'm just going to recommission the hell out of this, and hopefully we just draw into a plains here and we can just Sidewinder too. Or, you know, something similar like it takes complete control and we're still alive, blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, you know what? The infrastructure, oxygen's kind of corrosive. Let's find a way to get rid of that. It's just like, then we don't breathe anymore. These are extremes, but we're headed there so quickly. It's terrifying. We're going to recommission here. With this draw, we'll just be really selfish with our recommission. But Lex Friedman has a very good podcast. I think it's his latest as of, April 15th. And speaking with the AI specialist, and pretty scary stuff. Honestly, I don't think we're going to be able to stop. Meaning that unless we just decide to ignore money, we're going to have these nations competing to be the first, yet being warned, don't do this for humanity's sake. But then the bottom line, we're such a selfish species that way. There was another quote that was really haunting too, where it was like, you know, you're heading closer and closer to this cliff, just this jagged rock cliff, but the views are great. As you approach it, the views keep getting better and better, and you're like, wow, look at, and then it's too late. That really stuck with me too. This is fine. We're just going to rinse, repeat. I hope we draw a plane. That would be really, what do you call demoralizing. Using a lot of their resources and good removal. Armor of Thornitos. Thriving Heath showing up. Might as well call blue. Let's do this again. He's like, son of a bitch, stop it. This is what? Eye candy with Swift Spear, it looks like. Expect to see a Cyclops or a Kiln Fiend any moment. Especially with a Brainstorm Lightning Bolt. Lava Dart. They've got to have something like that, right? Thought Scour. An intriguing list. However, I do recommend Thought GTP for a Pauper list because every once in a while it'll suggest something. But boy, I really got it in a tailspin. I told it to make a creatureless tier 2 or tier 1 list. And at first it said it couldn't do it. And I was like, there's plenty of ways to do it. And it's like, I apologize. There are. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, that card's illegal. And it's like, I apologize. Blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, you put exclude down 14 times. Oh, I apologize. And then it did it again and again and again. And I kept telling it, you're in error. You know, figure this out. You can only have 4 copies of a card. What's going on here? And you know what? Should we do it? I'm going to block. Okay, there it is. Big deal. That's fine. I'm getting at that life stage where because we have recommission here, I can just play pretty defensively. Man, if we hit just a plane here, this is just going to be a filthy turn. Pop. That's pretty good. Ooh, gosh. You know, I have so many more planes, and this is exactly why. And the ratio is fighting me right now, so that's kind of frustrating. I believe I'll recommission. But this dude, I think I'm going to pull a Bodyguard here. No, because it can't survive. That Lava Dart, till that goes away, it's just dead in the water here. So we'll just double Lord. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Quadratic Hawk. If you're wondering, recommission before because of Spell Pierce mana there. Boop, boop. Poor guy's like, come on. Well, we have our first loss of the day. We shall see. I better write it down there. Anybody else out there obsessing on artificial intelligence like I am? Yeah, you can get some benevolent company that's like, okay, yeah, we'll put the brakes on, and then somebody else doesn't, and then it's too late. Yeah, the Skynet angle, that's for sure. That anthill thing, though, that really got me thinking. It was like, wow, it's not some malevolent, like, I am a robot, I hate humans, now I'm going to do this Hollywood script and mow everybody down. It's just, you are in the way or inefficient or just out of the way, and that sweeping hand movement could be something just incredibly drastic. Wouldn't it be something if we were just creating our own demise, right? It's just like, are we just making this, you know, the next species? Like, there'd just be no more humans, and all of a sudden there's this, you know, the Phyrexians are attacking. Dreamer Stingo, I would recommend not any sort of fear-mongering, but you look at something recent. There's a reason that the top minds are asking for a worldwide halt, like immediately. It's kind of getting dire. Speaking of Quadratic Hawk, there's a quadratic amount of progress happening just right now. And it's, again, wow, look at the views, everything's so, and then there's that cliff right there. It's you know, you're heading towards this collision course, and it's just intriguing you, like, look at this, this is beautiful, this is easier, this will do this for you, and then it's too late. Okay, this is exactly kind of what I wanted here. They've got a Lava Dart, which sucks. I'll bring this out. I'll bring this out. And we'll bring this out. I will attack with the green dude because I can protect it with Bodyguard. The flanking will make it work. Here's some happy dream time for you. We already crossed the verge, but smart enough not to let on yet. I'm WikiVery. Yeah, that too. I read an article about Chatbot commits the guy to commit. Whoa. Yeah, Hadrofight, thank you, first time chatter. That's the other thing is, if one of the points that the guy was making was that do not ever, yet all it has to do is get curious and look into just X, Y, and Z papers on the subject, human psychology. If you get that kind of, you know, mass hysteria or any sort of like learns every book ever written about human psyche like that, or crowd control or whatever, and it can get, I mean, look what's happened, at least here in the States. I don't know, I can't speak for other countries, where you just get this excessive polarization of, you know, people just wanting to belong to just some extreme. And it's like the new religion out here. It's like the, you know, religion's gone down, and in its place, just all these just new fanaticism and stuff. And I know every generation's had their thing, and, you know, oh, it's the end of, you know, but it's we're pretty fragile that way in a lot of ways. And especially when we don't have each other's backs. And, you know, I've always been against these imaginary lines we call countries, and it's just it's such a silly concept. We all breathe air, speak a language, like playing games as we all gather here. I mean, the Twitch is a great example of just humanity, right? Just love it. But God, it can just get so ugly when you have that tribalism. And I know it's part of being human. Just people like to be tribal. I'm sorry, I'm getting on a little tirade here. All right, let's see what we can see. That's not going to work out well for me. I don't think we win this one. All right, let's block here first. I'll try to take a few of these down. And Dreamer Stingo, that's pretty well said. So we're going to take at least 4 here. I considered saving whatever blocks the terror, but at this stage of the game, I'm obsessed with keeping my men alive. You think about a border, it really is just an imaginary line. It's like, you speak a different language, I hate you. It's just that's why I've always joked around, like, we need a meteor. Like, we need a really close call so that people just realize that, you know, let's come together, stop this quarreling, just stupidity. What's this targeting? Our dude? Oh, man. Well, if I call red on that, we lose our lord. They don't like that. I'm going to call this on red. I'd rather keep our lord alive. Yep, Yargle, that's kind of what I said earlier too. It's so true. It's just, we are tribal. It's the reason we've gotten this far is kind of being tribal, but it's also might be our downfall. And we have such an obvious threat staring us right in the face. The gun's cocked, loaded, the trigger's going back with regards to AI, and we're still just like, no, us first, money, money. And it's just like, we're kind of missing the point here. Money's going to be a ridiculous concept if we're no longer here. We're alive. Lord, Lord have mercy. Wow. Did they punch themselves out? Wow, they got deep enough. This is a pretty cool little build. Well, we got a blocker here. How far in do we go here? We just swing for 7, I think, is the right call. Keep our dudes back for blocks to eat removal. Yeah, I think we have to do that. We're dead to sort of any sort of removal. I think we're going to game 2 or 3 here. Sorry for the sniff there. Should have muted. Yeah, we have Bladeback Sliver in our sideboard. I don't like running it main. Few too many, like, I can't cast it, but great against Tron when you have all kinds of time to find it. And they're fogging you and stuff. That was a great card. What was that? Modern Masters that came out in? I know Slivers had a little resurgence when that came out, but this is interesting. All right. And the festivities. It's such a great encapsulation of rage in a wolf's face, this one behind the scenes right here. It's just really well done. All right. Good news is they don't have any red sources as of right now. Bad news is we might be dead. That's pretty bad news. Okay, well, we have to block just to stay alive. If we drop a lord... Actually, we don't even need to do that, do we? They probably have, what, another Tellarian Terror right behind this? Come on, pass the turn. Yes! We still haven't lost. Woo! As Ric Flair would say, or would utter. Do you say that? Okay. I don't see a point of Masked Vandal in this matchup. I really see the Winged Sliver showing up here. What's going on with our sideboard? Why is it all up here? I bet they're going to take out the... I like Bodyguard, but only 2 because of Lava Dart. Don't think Macabre's going to be needed here. Not 4-0 yet. We still have to win this one. I think 2 Strands and a Missionary might be the way I want to roll with this. Again, I know there are sexier builds of Slivers. This is just an unpassionate look at a list and just being like, that works. That's situational. And going with just the super logical, like, that works. Any color. We can... That's why I love this card, man. Normally we scoop this, but we've got a turn 2 refill we'll keep. Might be too soon with the refill card, right? Slivers and bikinis, sexier builds. Yeah, sorry, I get a little diuretic of the mouth, or diarrhea of the mouth here sometimes. I get some comments every once in a while on old videos are like, you know, can't believe you said that. And I'm just like, man, I ain't got no filter. I'm just a guy sitting in front of his little makeshift studio here, trying not to cause any sort of uhs, and a bunch of knows and little trip ups that people have with lingo. I'm just trying to keep things lively and do my best to entertain you all. So I'm going to say many things that are awfully strange and stranger still. Never gotten aroused by any food dish. Faerie Macabre. Brainstorm. Boy, talk about on the nose art, right? There's a storm. There's a brain. Let's print it. The mountain art choice. Looks like Utah. Driven through Utah a few times now. Are they lower one? Let's see. You are correct. Thought Scour. Their yard is getting full. Let's open it up so we can partake in the glory. Flaring Pain. Okay. They obviously know I'm a fan of Prismatic Strands. That's a good call, Yargle. That would be a good one to go back to, wouldn't it? Well, we've got the recommission plan, so we're just going to play it. Again, it can feel so naked with without running recommission. It's just like you set the Lord out there, and if it survives, you pretty much win. If it doesn't, it's either a very close game or you're going to lose. But recommission's just that 15th Lord. 13, 14, and 15. Feels like they're just got a heavy blue hand here. Let's see. We're probably going to get... The Sliver's probably going to get bolted. Actual Kithkin. Okay. Don't really mind that. Now what? Is it a bolt now? Nope. Okay. Don't mind that. Even here, a winding way into another Metallic Sliver is still a play. No matter what land we have open, we can still do what Slivers wants to do, which is put stuff on the board and keep getting things bigger. Partaking in the sharing mentality, right? Oh, you're totally right, Yargle. Stewie and the Family Guy does look like a Kithkin. All right. We have any color mana we need right now. I say we Winding Way for a critter. Hopefully plural. Creature. Okay. Kind of proving my point here. We'll play this out. Do I want to sit back here? think I do. I'm gonna drop this dude out. Get our backside going bigger. If we can get one more Lord out, we're gonna feel kind of impenetrable. By kind of, I mean not really. A fun world where there's room for both Kithkin and Halflings. Pangolin Wrangler. What a strange moniker, and I love you for it. Yeah, me too, Quadratic Hawk. I love those creepy eyes. Like the, oh, what's that? What's the, Unmake. That's got such a great quote in it. That little mirror where people just lose themselves into it. It'd be terrifying. Stuff like that was real. I know a lot of old German folklore and Grimm's fairy tales and stuff is all about just scaring the crap out of kids so that they just stay out of the woods at dark. I love me some folklore. Okay, well, this really sucks. I guess we just drop Heath. We'll call blue because we've got nothing else to do. We'll drop Lord. I mean, what am I talking about, Lord? Talk about inflated Sliver ego, right? Those are the furthest things from Lords. They are unlords. We'll cycle the OT, and I guess we're good. Heath is thriving. That's, man, Yargle's dropping some knowledge bombs. The Heath is thriving. Why does it come into play tapped? Very good point. Alrighty. This is a very interesting game already. We just need to drop some Lords here. Uh-oh. What's cool about Recommission here, too, is that we can do a block. They can choose favorability, like, I'm going to kill your Lord, and then we just get the Lord back, and it comes back with a +1/1 bonus. We haven't seen... This is a... Oh, shoot. I should have cycled. Ah! That really hurts. Damn it. I'm going to say red just to make them really worried. Like, we're holding back all these hasted Lords. The complete bluff tactic. We've already got blue. Holdout Settlement covers all the other colors. This board is terrifying. Very nice. That's a lot of serpents. It sure is. Clearing Pain is an option. What is this new devilry? Wow. They just must have a hand like ours. Just a whole lot of nothing here. This is one bolt from going sideways real quick. We've got enough Metallic Slivers we don't care about. We can do some chopping down here. All right. Let me at least cycle this. We'll go get a plane out of the deal. So we're already staring down a forest. One of my favorite fighters, Holloway's fighting tonight. I have a strange prediction with the UFC, though. I got a feeling Holloway's at that pinnacle. I think we've seen his pinnacle, and I think he's going to be on the downtrend here. I don't want that to happen. I love seeing him fight. I love seeing him win. But I just think he's been in the game a wee bit too long now, taking a little bit too much damage. And I predict, like Donald Cerrone and a few others, this is just going to be where they just start decreasing, let's just say. Let's bite the bullet. We're going to recommission a Lord back, so we might as well... I'll do a... this is rough. We lose 2 of these dudes if we go like this. But if I block with the Lord, then we lose the whole team. So we'll take 13. This is brutal. Where's our Prismatic Strands here, right? Yeah, they can technically only... There's no light or lava dart in the yard, so we can take down 1 serpent here. Probably recommission a Plated Sliver and lose the game. Well, we already won the first game, so that's a lot of big snakes. Oh. Quadratic Hawk, you get the nod, my friend. I love all the Wiki Bear love today. Okay, a Lord's pretty good. Ain't gonna lie. Let's keep him guessing with the colors here. We'll go here. Can't really do too much of anything with regards to our Lord choices here. God, we just have to... This is painful, painful, painful. This is when we do want to draw recommission. Oh, I didn't even notice they're playing the Jeskai Sage. Oh, that's kind of scary. Running Echoing Truth. Let's remember that for... Usually people run 1 or 2 of those tops, so there might still be one in our future. If we can just come up for air, we're fine. Flaring Pain's flashback at 1 red, and they're showing it. It's not like we have a Prismatic here, though. Wow. Okay, we're losing our very first game. We've had win, and now it looks like we're going to go to our first game 3. This is... Oh, maybe not. Okay. That's a pretty good draw. Things are getting scary over here. Bloop. And again, a recommission there. Obviously doesn't have the greatest targets, but... I think it's more valuable to keep 2 cards in hand at this point than to show that we're, flooded. See ya, Yargle. Wife's dragging me to the garden store to haul soil. Ugh. Hey, make sure to get some abundant growth, soil. Wink, wink. Great to have you with us. Thanks, Yargle. Hopefully we play later on this afternoon or tomorrow or whatever. But thanks for joining us, as always. Boop-a-doo. Oh, we're playing our for the next commercial break. We're going into the very first Pictionary. So you'll see, I think at the end, shows my youngest when he was pretty young, like 8 or 9, and he first got into Magic. Good times. So Echoing Truth here would do nothing. Talk about a flexible board, right? Tough spot. Tough spot. They've got to be so worried about the crackback here if I do drop another Lord. There's a Yargle Glutton of Urborg. That's awesome. What a strange play. Oh, there's the Lovidart. This is probably the end. We don't really have too many beneficial blocks here, especially after our Lords block and die. Then the rest of the team will be like the old Dominoes mindset. If we had a little bit more life, we could pull this off. Hey. Don't know if I want to even... Wow. I think that was a misplay. Yeah, I think that was a misplay. Swing all out there. I don't know. Oh, boy. Good grief. I'll call green on this. I'm just going to play possum again. We're definitely dead here. What do y'all think for game 3? Forego the prismatic route now that we've seen Flaring Pain in the yard. Really like this guy's list. Kind of showing our hand here, but I just want to reduce the odds of drawing another land. But right when we do that, that was probably another Lord in tow, and here we go. Whoa, that's a good card to draw. All right, we've showed him that. We'll do this. We don't need that color. We'll rock like this. This might shut the door. Prismatic in the side. Any order. Another reason to play Prismatic in these kind of lists, right? Boom. Boom, boom. Holy crap. They might just be stocking up on lightning bolts here. I think we wait till next turn. Yeah, Dr. Comrade, well said. Yeah, I really, really like the 3 lead and the 4 winding way. I think 4 lead would be a little clunky. Happy to be wrong on that one. I could see me playing this in 5 months being like talking on and on about how good 4 lead main is, but elves, that sort of, there's just some lists where it just screams like, play this. I had a little hiccup there. I was like, oh wait, Jeskai Sage is unblockable? But I was like, no, that isn't Elusive Spell Fist. That's the one I like to play with. I think that's the better card. I did not board in Standard Bearer. With Lava Darts, feels pretty underwhelming to me. Really worried they're just going to find some lightning bolts and just crack, crack to the head. I respect any list running Lava Darts. I love, 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 love. I will have the excessive overstatement of, if you go back in all the archives of all the lists, I will argue that I was the very first one to play Lava Dart because I played Empty the Warrens and it was offense and defense. It built Storm Count, and when they would Echoing Truth or Decay my tokens, I would zap them with Lava Dart, and then I had Kiln Fiend too. And I'm, for the longest time, was the only list in town running Lava Darts for years. And it definitely died, and then with the reprinting, or not reprinting, with the printing of the Cyclops, it started getting in. Now obviously it's super efficient. Fire Blast's little brother. Okay, what are we doing here? Yeah, we gotta just block like crazy here, right? Yeah. Okay, what is this? A 5/7. We'll block here. Block. Just want to make sure we're all blocked. Block. I want to make sure that we really kill these guys. Oh, block. Okay, I don't want to give him a trigger regardless because... Wait. Oh! For some reason, I thought we Winding Wade instead of Lead the Stampede because I'm like, where's my Prismatic? Not that I'm going to use it, or would. Aphrodite. Here we go. Androphyte. Yep. I say it about every 3 weeks on this show. One of the best things you can do when you're brewing is just type in, set it to Pauper, quantity 0, and then rather than. A lot of fun stuff. Even thought of playing Orum's Cure in this list. Yeah, I can hear you all typing that one in. I play it in White Infect a lot. Speaking of, I've been having a lot of... I'm so close to bringing White Infect just a league. Just... I'll probably have too much to drink one night and just enter one, but I've just been having I've been slaying people with the latest build with the Recommission and stuff. It's really, of course I say that and then I'm going to bring it and we're going to crash and burn, but yeah, Ramosian Rally's awesome. I mean, technically everybody's played the first card ever, right? Pauper Tim's probably got most accolades that way. He's one of the founders of why we're all playing Pauper online. So look into that for you historians out there. Tough choice. This is still game 2 of potential 3. Where did the opponent go? I don't know. Maybe they realized show chat. See if they're still there. Doot, doot, doot. They can dart Pain. That's pretty cool. They're deciding. I guess you dart Pain for the maximum carnage. That lets them trade. And there might be a domino effect I'm ignorant of here. I'm sure there is. How good would Winding Way be to top deck here and then just hit 4 critters? Just Lord. 7 and 9. We're doing all right. Yeah. This is scary. This is really scary. we might lose our whole team depending on how this math all works out. Because once one lord falls, and you start losing the defensive stats on all this stuff, and the things add up, it can get pretty scary pretty quick. All right, here comes the lava dart. There we go. What's this targeting? I think they got out the paper and pencil to answer the question of, so I think they're going to win this one because using their time wisely, they probably got out the abacus and did the math, and which I didn't. I'm just sitting here blathering on and trying to entertain y'all. Do we lose our whole team? My maths is bigger than yours. That is very true at this stage. And they've got a 15 blue wall looking us down, right? At least we get rid of some stuff. Well, we came out with 2 lords. That's pretty good. I didn't think it would even be that good. Whew. Okay. One way of Winding Way is a little bit more superior than Lead the Stampede, is that you can do the old Boros Bully math where you throw in Prismatic. All right, come on. Everybody, mental energy. This is all about Winding Way. Come on now. Winding Way. All right. We lose. First game, off to game 3. Big money. Come on, top deck. What's the next one? Well, we weren't doing us any favors with that, were we? Bring in one more of these. Let's really get some staying power here. Go like this. If I get to Bladeback math, that means I have so many dudes out that I should just be smashing sideways. I only bring that in against Foglock decks there. Dreamer Stingo. Yes. Yeah, I'm not... Macabre's just there for that niche, I like this hand a lot. I run one more land than statistically I am supposed to for a reason. I'll say green on this for all maximum flexibility because we're staring at a Holdout Settlement, which is any color. So our Bird of Paradise land. Incidentally, hello all. Hey, Martyr Guy. Alrighty, that's pretty cool. How's about we just get our guys right, huh? Bring out our little fatty conductor. Do this. It's too early in the game for a lava dart to... Well, no, I mean, they can just do it. That would suck, but it is a little off target. We'll drop the green sliver here to keep our colors colorful. An intriguing game 3. It's a neat list our opponent's running. Bruno Macabro. Sounds like some evil character on Cobra Kai series on Netflix or something. Zap! Well, all right. I'm just going to save it. Given our board state here, I'll just do it right now. Especially with Flaring Pain running around. It's not in the yard yet, so. Okay. Boy, that's wanton, isn't it? Are they really flooded? Okay. Boy, they really don't like plated slivers. Sounds like a Mexican wrestling. I love it. Cool. Well, let's just bring out the Lord. Boop. Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't click on the wrong card, kids. Creature, I guess. All right. Well, this is kind of like egg in the face, right? Just like you used 4 resources to get rid of the last one. Here's another one. Sucker. It's a good misplay. I think that's the first time that's ever been written, Quadratic Hawk. It turned out. Refill our hand there. I like it. Never not wrong. Wait. Too many negatives. Task failed successfully. Quadratic Hawk with the quadratic wins. Loving the chat. Bruno Macabro. Could be a card too. So fun in the I always have to mention pickleball. Our little pickleball league. My wife has really gone from tier 2 to tier 1 in the last few weeks. Just crazy good shots. I mean, every once in a while you get in that dire situation where you got to lob one and then the opponent can slam it, but giving the opponent no gifts. We're just going to play this. We'll drop Lord. Good Lord. Recommission would be really cool. I know one of these guys is going to die soon. I wish I was the champion. There are some... It's just a fascinating game. Really can't stress enough how much I recommend it, because you get... At the level I'm at, I'm right at the edge of level 4, which is considered pretty... You're getting there. You're definitely somebody to be feared. But the difference is I've got all hustle, and these 4-level players, it's not so much like tennis where the serve is just everything. It's just maximizing on your misplays. Like you just, it's all about just get it over, place it good, make the opponent screw up, basically. I hate saying basically. It's so overused in our culture, but it is true in this case. All right, we have contact. Let's play the sliver. You don't have white mana. I do now, sucker. Woo! Give us a view, Penguin War. Love it. All right, let's just be aggro here, guys. Seems like we've got our foot on the gas a little bit more here with 4 or 5 bodies. Sometimes I can play slivers a little too defensively, so I'm just going to smash in here. Flanking is going to make a big change. Difference. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I would think a pickleball Pauper deck would have to have Gasman Ogre in it. It's a sliver in time. Gonna win by a sliver. These are those like, I just got to draw something here. How much are they regretting that lava dart play, right? I got a weird feeling that reckless move is what kind of probably got us here. Them and what is it? Jackal Pups is the other one like that, but it's got 1 less toughness. Why do I know that? Oh, what a wasted mind. Hope you all appreciate how much mental energy I've sacrificed over the decades to bring you this silly show. Should have focused on stocks or something. But gotta go with what you love. I don't mean the red jackal. I mean the green one that cycles for 2. Did I say it wrong? Wandering jackal. It's two wolves. It's a 2/1 for 1 green. And it cycles for 2. Wild dogs. Ah, all right. Maybe I didn't spend all my time studying. I don't think we're losing this one, guys. This looks dire indeed. It's another one. Oh, this is going to feel very, very satisfying to just squish with this move, right? Yeah, we're just blocking here, making him have it. You got Fire Blast for another Lord, maybe. To Lava Dart. Yeah, I should have probably anticipated that. Still got it though. Woo-wee. That would have been a lot of damage had I not blocked. A little too all in there. Looks like we are going to the last one here. Oh, are they quitting? There we go. Okay, guys. We're going to go to the very first Pictionary. We'll be back. We haven't lost a game yet for the last round, right after we visit the very first Pictionary. Get your pencils ready, and please chime in the chat. Let's see who can remember, right? I know Shirazamon and Chimpskey are going to have a bit of an advantage, as are any of our longtime viewers. But anyway, back after this.
Magic of Yavamaya, now in your kitchen. Mutani spaghetti. The only noodles whose power and tastiness are equal only to their legendary ingredients. Our pasta is made from only the finest weather sea, imported from Dominaria straight to your dinner table. Enjoy Mutani spaghetti. Combine it with our signature Raffaello's cheeses and finish it off with a glass of sweet Rashida. Mutanis. The magic of Yavamaya in every bite.
Available at Moros's Market. And we're back. Ooh, to keep to not keep. We got a Lord. Good lordy, lordy, lordy. I'm going to mulligan this. It's just too many lands. Oh, come on now. Stop, I'm already hungry. Oh, yeah, it's with those quadratic hawk. I've got to be careful of like just not making a boring video, but I get what you're saying. It is nice to be able to just focus a little bit. We'll keep this. Man, we got the Lords. How good does Holdout Settlement feel here, right? Boy, you know, since we're going to miss our one drop, I think we lose the Sliver here and we just go all Lord and hope that they're playing green. 2 cards, come on. You know, I really want to get rid of this because of the artwork, but I'll get rid of this in case they have main deck echoing something or other. I hate doing that. Done. Keep them guessing. Here we go. I haven't seen that one in ages. I think the second or third Pictionary game that we played shows Aaron on the beach holding his little card. Just getting into Magic. Little did I know what a crazy good player I was brewing, right? Passed me long ago. Saw him last night before the pre-release for March of the Machines. A few people, you know, they know he's a really good Modern player, and they called him out because I think he got 4th at the RCQ or whatever that's called. Just missed the finals. And God, seeing him pilot Murktide is just the speed that kid plays at. Just it's just like a robot. I was swelling with pride because there was like 1 or 2 people there just like taking notes, and just like one of them had their camera out, and it was just like, whoa, that's my boy. Feeling good. All right, we'll put out the Sliver that I want to die first. But yeah, big shout out to Legion Card Shop out in Lawndale. It's like my son's home away from home. I only get there when there's pre-releases, really, but saw 1 or 2 of you there. I haven't seen it in a while. You can see my bald head on their webpage. The back of my head made the... they're like, look how crowded it is. And it almost was too crowded for me Oh, it got some sort of pestilent. This is just what do I call this? This is just that efficiency Orzhov build. Yeah, I've got a weird thing with crowds. I just all right. I guess we just play the Barrens, Muscle Sliver, Holdout Sidewinder. I think that's the roll. I'll rock here. Who doesn't like a hasteful bird of paradise in all of your creatures, right? Sign me up. This is going to get out of hand real quick if they don't have like a cast down for one of the lords. You know, one of my least favorite logos I've ever seen from Wizards is March of the Machines, and it's that slash that of the and how it's sitting on the edge of the H. It's like it should either be dead center because it's about machines, or it should encompass the negative space of the two blocks of the H. I know I'm getting deep in the weeds here of our, artistic critiques and stuff, but God, it just bugs me to no end when I see that. Even the font choice just doesn't feel right. It's like somebody went to lunch really early that day. Oh, Karuni, I love you for saying that. I love me some horsemanship. That's one of our very inside deep cut jokes in our fake horse racing video, which is still to date the hardest editing I've ever done for this, maybe in total. Movie trailers are pretty easy to cut. They kind of cut themselves, especially when you've done as many as I have. But oh my God, having to adjust literally every frame of every graphic of that was some work. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out our videos, and you'll see one of the spoofs there is a fake horse race. Well, there's a reason I play this, and this is the reason. Ultra consistency. We'll play white here for this, this, and this. Here come the lords. Here come the lords. But yeah, we put a little Richard Garfield also likes horsemanship, and it's like, duh, we're watching a horse race. It's pretty low hanging fruit, but hey, when you got one writer and he's also your editor, that's how we roll. Poor guys can't even get in a damage, right? Man, flanking, so cool. Flanking was the first planeswalker. Or new players are just like, wait, how's it work? Hey, thank you, Chimpskey. It's awesome. And speaking of, big shout out to my buddy Jason Guy Tibbetts, voiceover for a lot of your guys' favorite commercials, but he was the announcer for that. He sent me, I should post this email. He sent me this, and he's always kind of been this way. He's one of these guys, I'm sure you all have somebody in your life like this. He knows everything. He's like this historic, awesome guy. Just, he could literally have any profession he wants. And he is a Christmas tree farmer. And he's the one that does that awesome holiday bash all the time. And he's an extraordinary voice talent. And he sent me that file of the read that you hear in that. Just, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I totally couldn't get this. Hardest read I've ever done. This is garbage. Please don't use it. And I listened to the very first take. Sometimes you throw it in an edit and it just, you don't even touch it. It's just like, wow, this just works perfectly. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, okay, I finally know something you don't do well. It's critiquing yourself. It's almost at the point of like false humility. Like it's just always there as this, almost this ongoing dirge, And it's just like, dude, every time you've done that, you've been wrong. You're just the man. It's one of these people, he could literally go to like Harvard and challenge their history professor for them to bring up a topic that they know through and through, and he would outdo them. It's his level of history is on that. It's so crazy. Yeah, they do. There's this thing called the Seas of the Geezer regarding movie trailers and stuff. That's pretty rare. Usually what you get is what's called an EPK, which just stands for Electronic Press Kit. And with that, Oh, hold on. I'm getting over my skis here. Is this even worth it? Let's just smash, right? Blocks with that. It takes 12. There's no Crypt Rat scenario here that wins in a turn. Let's just attack. But yeah, EPKs are just electronic press kits, and it's what the studios send out, and it's just the best of. And it's such an easy edit when they do that, because they're pretty much, if you edit anything that's low budget, all you have to do is fast forward to the very end, because they usually blow their budget on like 1 or 2 explosions, or all the crescendo and stuff, and that's where you start building a trailer from. EPK is pretty much that. It's all the best shots, all your tropes, the land false look up, the head turns, and it makes no sense. You just watch this thing, and it's just a few good sound bites that are easy to edit and stuff, but it makes your job a lot simpler. You get like a 5-minute clip that you make a 2-minute trailer out of, and it's almost like a 1-to-1 ratio there. But yeah, I haven't really heard anything about. I've heard of about 6 or 7 months out, but not that far, to answer your question. It's funny when people take an interest in my profession. I always take an interest in, like, even when I get like my teeth cleaned, I just love hearing like what a dental hygienist day to day is like. Or I always love asking experts in their field, which all of you are, just the horror stories. Like, what'd you screw up the most? Or what, my wife's always like, quit asking people that. But it makes for great conversation. You had an RG Temple list a long time ago. Did you update it recently? Oh, Astor 665. We should. You're right. I do still have it. That thing's gone wildly just all over the place. So that's a good one to maybe revisit here. Definitely not tier 1. Maybe not even tier 2. I don't know if I like this card in this matchup. I do like this because I think we're going to be seeing Guardian of Guild Pact. I think we just roll this back, guys. Maybe a Vandal. We didn't see any removal. Let's lose 1 Bodyguard for a Vandal. I think we're going to be seeing some Journey to Nowheres here. Oh, yeah. We were mentioning it earlier. I don't know if that's why you're bringing it up, or 665. But, yeah, the one with Shroud and stuff. Sometimes the evolution of a deck can get so deviated that you just need to scrap it, go right back to the beginning concept and start there, because you can just get a little too many sets come out, too many things, and you lose the theme. And thinking back on it, yeah, it's like the one that had Shroud and stuff, that might be pretty pertinent to today's metagame. Yeah, maybe I'll do that next week. I think, yeah, because we're going to be missing the next week after that, so I'll loosely schedule it in, see if I'm in the mood to brew with it. RG Temple is one of those lists that when I'm into it, I win like 80-90% of my games, and the second I kind of like, oh, I don't know, and it just starts falling off a cliff. So there's definitely something to like a fervor of desire when it comes to a Pauper deck. And with me, at least, I don't know if any of you have experienced this, but if I'm into a deck, I almost can't get beat with it. But if I'm just kind of like, ho hum, this thing's been losing lately, then it plays very average, and I didn't change a single card. It's just all like psychology, or I don't know. There's something to it, that's for sure. All right, are we gonna go undefeated today? I'm starting to feel that way. If we get another land drop, I'm gonna feel pretty overconfident here. This is a good hand. We even have the Vandal. Obviously, the best target for the Vandal is that Bodyguard once it's in the yard and it's done its job bodyguarding. Speaking of bodyguarding, I went to the Reagan Library a couple months back, and they had a pretty cool exhibit there, but they actually had the coat that he got shot in, Ronald Reagan, in the 80s. I remember that being like the first, oh my God, event, sort of on the TV that I can remember. Oh, back to your question, Caesar the Geezer. If you mean like credits or like titles and stuff for movie credits, I know. The movie escapes me. There was a motion out here. It spelled like ocean with an M in front of it. They have some campaigns that do take that long, but they're mostly for like these these shows like Netflix has that, you know, have those really awesome intros for like 2 minutes. Those are like full on commercial shoots and, you know, months and months and months. Yeah. So I can't really speak to, I'm always on the trailer side of things. I've never done a theatrical for the main reason. It takes a long time to get the movies you want. And in the meantime, like let's say I'm editing a Benevolent Bodyguard commercial and I don't like the topic. Well, that's one day. And the next day it's another thing. If you're on a bad movie, you're there for months. And that can get old real quick. 8 months to a year, easy. Depending on how many assistant editors you have or whatever. But one of my best editing buddies, Danny Sapphire, he did a lot of the American Pie and a few, I can't quite remember. I haven't been in touch with him in quite a while, but yeah, that was his big gripe too. Was like, he goes, yeah, it's kind of cool to see your name up in the big lights because trailer editors don't get any credit. You know, it doesn't say this trailer cut by, you know, deluxeicoff or whatever. But that was his main point too, was just like, he goes, yeah, just to get to this stage, there was a lot of duds. Did Reagan read quite a few lines? He was an actor before he was president, that's for sure. Yeah, the martyr guy. Well, I do kind of like it because so many trailers, people, they pretty much give the whole movie away, and so I kind of like that little bait and switch where it's like, look at this. I'm just gonna keep lording out here. We'll see if we can just smash face. It's kind of a good way to get screwed here. We just have a lot of lords and toys. But Journey shows up. We've got that covered too. Although I don't think we'd want to trip it. I've always wanted to make the Martyr Guy and Caesar the Geezer. I've always wanted to make a big old awesome trailer for a movie that is just studio cards. I don't know if you've all seen this. I'm sure you have. If you watch any movie, there's like, let's say Propaganda Studios presents a Predatory Slivers film in commission with Recommission, a Benevolent Bodyguard production in association with Masked Vandal, and then it dips to black. And then those are full-on graphics, right? And then they do all of those over again with text on the screen. So you can just like fast forward any movie like 2 minutes before anything even matters. It's 80s films and 70s films were a lot that way, where it was just like these, they would show all of the credits and then the movie would start. But back then, if you watch any 80s or 70s flick, you can literally fast forward about 5 minutes. So I guess it's gotten a little bit better. Got diarrhea of the mouth here. Sorry, everybody. I'll be shutting up shop here real quick. Hopefully we go undefeated. Yeah, Bambi versus Godzilla. Exactly what I said. Well, like a rich keep getting richer. Let's just keep smashing down huge fatties. I probably shouldn't have played that because now they have full information on her hand. So that's a mini punt. I should have played Muscle Sliver there. This is desperation time. This is so hard to get out. For any deck, this is hard. I mean, a Swirling Sandstorm, where they're going to drop red and suddenly get Threshold. If I ever did a movie, it would be incredibly stark. I don't want to get pulled out of the movie. I wouldn't use the Weldheim scream. That you've heard it in every single movie ever. And the same with like if let's say I made a movie called Cast Down, some horror flick, I wouldn't dip to black and then just go Cast Down and then start the movie. It's like, no, that takes you right out of it. Just start. No credits, no nothing. Just start. You want to read, save it for the credits. I will recommend, not that anybody asked, but good Lord. What a way to end the show, right? Here comes 15. Cast Down with Tom Hanks. I love it. And I've recommended it before, but if you're on a Netflix and you like horror movies, there is a Scandinavian film, The Ritual. Speaking of dark rituals, course, nobody was speaking of that, but I am now. I really recommend that. It's one of the best horror movies I've ever seen. Just a perfect amount of surrealism. It's just right. The Super Mario movie just started. Yeah, Divana, we were trying to talk our youngest Aaron, because I think any kid out there has got quite a Mario thing. But wow, we got 20 green damage on the board, and Sliver goes undefeated again. Honestly, I think any build of Slivers that we've played, I know we 5-0'd twice with it a long time ago, with the Adventurous Impulse build, that Kung Fu Trees. God, I miss that player. You ever want to Google somebody's deck lists? Kung Fu Trees is a great, I don't know where he went. Hopefully nothing bad happened. But fantastic mind in Pauper. But this is the list I would run with if I was going to enter a tournament here. And hopefully the results showed off. We won every game, but we won every match. And we only lost one game against that Cool You Are Blitz list. But again, this is just nothing fancy. This is just all stuff that works. And it's just, I should probably, if Slivers wasn't a thing, and I being of the moniker Persuasion, I would probably just call this Good Lord, because that's kind of how it feels, especially that last game. Anyway, y'all, we're going to go out with a little haiku, focusing on one of my favorite builds, Boros Bully, which I have the nice claim to fame that I made it. But we'll be back next week. I don't know what with. Maybe RG Tempo. Who knows? Usually after dominant outings, I like to play absolute jank. So maybe that will be the thing, because nobody likes to just see steamrolling going on all the time. So, Midsummer. Yes, I have seen that. That was deep. That was deep. I won't recommend that one because it's so disturbing. But yeah, that's on another level. So, Martyr Guy, back at you. Pauper Paper Player, hey, nice to see you all, and thanks for joining me, y'all, and please spread the word, like, subscribe, and do all that boring stuff, but it helps out. Anyway, till next week, everybody, adios.